Yes, trying to record a Facebook video because I had a thought on the way home from working with somebody and I got a trash truck behind me. so, um, this was a thought that I thought would be better for me to actually get out on video rather than to type it out. I feel like I'm a pretty good writer. Sometimes I use AI to like clean it up and stuff like that, but I feel like I'm a pretty decent writer. I mean, I've written a few books, but some things are just better said because you can actually feel the words rather than just read them. And plus, people sometimes just want to scroll and they just want to, listen to something. But there's something kind of painful that I've noticed over the years in working with people, specifically with women that have been in very traumatic situations. And it's sad to see that, when situations happen, people start to talk and they immediately assume they know what happened and they start taking sides and they start to blame people and they go back and forth. And it's really easy to victim blame. And I've seen this, especially in a small town where it's like, she did that to herself. She shouldn't have invited that person over. She shouldn't have been wearing that outfit or whatever you want to say. She's playing the victim. And it really sucks because it's so hard to see individuals go through this cycle, to realize that something horrific has happened to them in the first place. And then you're going to compound that by having other people take sides and point the finger of who's to blame and what happened and what not. And then in a small town specifically, and this happens also not just in small towns, but also like on Facebook community groups where you have like this group mob mentality. If you have someone that's defending you, that has come to your defense and to help you and stuff like that, what happens is sometimes in these small towns or small communities or small Facebook groups, you will actually have someone who will have defended you, and then because the pressure of the group outweighs their empathy for you or their desire to stand by you, they'll switch because it's safer for them. And it's a real sad situation because once you thought you had an ally, all of a sudden you don't have it anymore. And so now you're exposed and you really are alone, and you're literally like reliving this experience over again, trying to defend yourself. And here's the sad truth is, no amount of convincing is ever going to change someone's opinion, especially when you're in a small town and they have the mob mentality and they're already doing this and they're already like pouring on top of you. But what I have learned over the years is that individuals do not want to take responsibility for their own actions. And the ones that are willing to accuse you, to persecute you, to chase you down, to do whatever they want to do to make themselves feel better are the ones who are not accepting responsibility themselves. They are the ones that are leading the pack because what they want to do is they want to victim blame and they want to point the finger on other people and say that they're the ones that aren't taking responsibility for their own lives, when in reality, guess what? It's them not taking responsibility for their own pain, not willing to do the work that is needed to sit there in the quiet and just basically look at their wounds and figure out like, hey, how can I heal this and be an adult? But instead, they want to project. And that is the hardest thing possible because they've convinced themselves that everyone else is to blame, that it's those kinds of people. They're the ones that invited this situation, when in reality, they're the ones that are unhealed. And so when you try to defend yourself against somebody who's attacking you actively online or in person or whatever, the reality is you're not you're not attacking them back. They're at war with themselves. They really are not attacking you as much as they are attacking themselves because they see in you what it is that they have unresolved. And that's the beautiful thing about people, is they're mirrors. But when you are in a small town and you've gone through something so traumatic and so hurtful, and you've tried to reach out, and you've tried to find allies, you've tried to find friends, and what you thought once was a friend turns on you because the pressure from the crowd is too much, man, that's devastating. But I want you to recognize this, that you're not alone, that this is not your burden to hold and to fight. Like, let that go. It's the hardest thing to do. Trust me. I'm not saying it's easy at all. I've done this myself. I've been attacked for for all the stuff that I do. I've been attacked so many times. And eventually I learned that those that were attacking me, they're unresolved trauma themselves. They have their own unresolved wounds. And that was when I realized that, I stopped fighting. I just literally let it go. Let it go. I can't sing that well, but the whole thing from like Frozen. But like literally, seriously, like that is the reality. is that they are really at war with themselves. They're not attacking you, they're attacking themselves or a part of themselves that they see in you that they dislike. It's not that that they dislike you. It's not that you were wrong. And it's really unfortunate, especially in a very traumatic situation. Now, what brings this to mind is I helped a woman this past week who had a really unfortunate situation in a real intimate setting, in a small, in a close-knit environment. And everyone wants to blame her because it's the easy thing to do. No one really wants to take responsibility, because here's the thing: if people take responsibility for what really happened, then the environment that they were in, this location, this event, this whatever it was, then that gets scrutinized, and then you have bigger issues now, like, should this be going on? Should there be some safeguards? And no one wants to really take that responsibility, and it's so sad, because guess what? It's happening again and again and again. And so this is like the whole Me Too movement. Like, it's not until you have enough of a counterbalance here of individuals saying, hey, this is what's going on, and they're no longer afraid to speak out, that you start to see that the tides start to shift. But as long as you have one person standing up for themselves, trying to defend themselves, and other victims who have experienced the same thing are watching that experience and watching those individuals get lambasted, blasted, or just criticized, or whatever the situation may be, it just pushes it down further inside them. They're not going to speak out. They're like, oh my God, look at this poor person. Like, that sucks that happened to them. And they may silently empathize, or they may even do it publicly as well, but they're not going to put their foot out there because of what's happening to this person. And this is the sad thing about victim blaming. And so what happens is this cycle continues to repeat itself. But I just want the victim in this situation to know that it's not your fault. It truly isn't. What happened is unfortunate that it happened, but those that are now criticizing you and on the attack, please understand, they're not really criticizing you or attacking you for what happened. They're attacking themselves. They're attacking the parts of them that they wish were better, that they didn't have to see reflected in this situation, because they're the ones that aren't taking responsibility for their own lives, their own actions, and their own behaviors. Whereas you're standing up and you're doing it, and it's shining the light on them, and it's hurtful for them, and so they're warring against themselves. So just please go easy on yourself. It's a hard world as it is, and I'm very sorry for those things that have happened to you. But even more importantly, take care of yourself and realize that the attacks aren't personal to you as they are to them. They're personal attacks to themselves. They just don't see it. And they won't. And you can try to argue that, and they won't see it. But this is where emotional maturity comes into play. When you recognize this truth, it will set you free. Trust me, I have been there. I have lived it. And it has been the best thing that I could have done for myself, is to not give a fuck about what other people think about me. And it has opened up so much possibilities of growth and just expansion in myself. I'm not only that, I'm happier because I don't give a damn about what someone else thinks. But I didn't start there. It was very hard, and it's very difficult because we are wired to be in society. We want to feel connected. We want to feel like we are part of a community, and when we're not, it fractures us and it hurts. And so that's the hardest thing. So I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry for all the things that you have gone through. And this is for everyone. Just know that those that are criticizing you, they don't know what they're doing. It truly is a reflection on and a projection of their own psyche and what they see in themselves. So carry on and do your absolute best just to put one foot in front of the other. And just remember, I don't even know if I can say this. In the end, it really doesn't matter what has happened to you, as unfortunate, and I'm trying not to like belittle or downplay anything, but truly, in the end, it really doesn't matter what has happened to you or what others are saying about what had happened to you. The only thing that really matters is how you respond to it. If you can respond with love and kindness, regardless of how hard it is. And I know sometimes you just want to fucking lash out at these people. I do. I truly do. I know what it's like. If you don't, the greatest peace comes in your heart because you're able to just move past it and realize that you're better than that. You're better than them, and you're better than the situation. And you too, as horrible as that situation may have been, may be a light for somebody else who has gone through a similar situation, and they can look to you and go, my God, I hope to have the courage someday to not only speak out about what had happened, but to accept all of the good and the bad with grace. The people that side with me, to accept them freely, and also the people that don't accept what had happened to me, and or to not to that don't side with me, to just not accept them at all, or to accept it. Oh my God. It's a little warm in my car, even though it's like 40 degrees outside. Actually, not really, but that's the truth. Like, that is the truth that I have learned and seen in a lot of the clients and individuals that I've worked with over the years, is that at the end of the day, if you can just accept, no matter what, the good or the bad, and accept it with grace and not take it personal, that's the most important thing. Just do not take it personal. In reality, it's none of your business. It truly is not. I don't even know why I opened my door. It's honestly one of the hardest truths and the most liberating truths that I ever learned was that it's none of my business what people think about me. It truly is none of my business. They can think great about me, and that feels good, or they can think poorly about me, and it doesn't feel good. But in the end, neither of it is my business, because those are their thoughts, and their thoughts are their thoughts, and that's okay, because I have my own thoughts, and my thoughts and my process and my direction of where I'm going has nothing to do with their thoughts. If I entertain that, then I'm distracted, and who's in control at that point? They are. And I will not lose control to somebody else. I'm on a mission. I mean, I have a podcast. My goal is to do 1,000 episodes because I want to change 1 million lives. And I am so far from that goal. I just posted episode 25 today. And God bless this woman who came on and shared her soul with the audience. My God, what courage she has. And if you're not following Topless Talk, you're missing out on some real valuable information from real women who have gone through some serious shit, and they're sharing it. They're bearing their souls, and there are some life lessons and nuggets and wisdom in those episodes. And yeah, that's one of my goals. I have several goals, but that's a huge goal of mine, and it'll take me years to get there, but and I've had people tell me, like, oh my God, this guy has a Topless Talk show. Like, I mean, you can imagine, like, all the things. I actually have, unfortunately, there's consequences with actions, of course, like that. Because I have a Topless Talk show where we talk about sex and relationships. I unfortunately have, some parents that don't want their children to associate with my children because they're afraid that I may influence them in some, offhanded way. And it's unfortunate, but my kids, have been banned from certain families to play with them or to associate with them as a result. And it's unfortunate but again, going back to what I originally had said, that is more of a projection on their own insecurities than it just says about me and my own security to be able to talk freely, which has also allowed me to have some beautiful conversations, real conversations with my children in real meaningful ways that I probably wouldn't have been able to ever have because I wasn't going through this refiner's fire, if you will. So anyway, I didn't mean to make this about me. I actually truly want the message to be heard that what you're going through is real. Like, you really did experience something unfortunate, and I'm so sorry for that. But the reality is those that are attacking you are really at war with themselves, and they're really attacking themselves. And so when you realize that, I hope it gives you a little bit of freedom to just go ahead and go easy on yourself and just to move forward in life. Pursue your goals. Do what matters most for you. Because if you stop to turn and attack every single person that's attacking you, you will never go anywhere. You'll be too busy distracted trying to fight these enemies that have knocked you off course. Let them do what they're going to do. Let them war amongst themselves. Hit your road. Go down the road. Hit that mission, whatever it is that you're going to do. For me, it's 1,000 episodes. And I'm 974th episodes that I still have to do. I have several already recorded. They haven't been up yet. I also have several that are scheduled for the month of June. But if you have a story that you want to share, I would love to interview you. I feel that it would be so empowering for you to share your story of triumph. So if you were in a tragic situation and now you become, you triumphed over that, or you had a horrific experience, but now you're your own personal hero, please like reach out. Like, I want to share these messages freely with the world. And Topless Talk, you don't have to be topless. Like, that's Topless Talks is just, no topics are off limits. Everything's on the table. Have my guests been topless? Of course they have. It's fantastic. They love to just, literally bear it all and be free about it. But it's not a requirement. Absolutely not. If that's something that's like holding you up, like, oh, I don't want to be on a show, I don't want to be topless, you don't have to be topless. In fact, 9 times out of 10, most of our guests are not even topless at all. I've had a few that have been topless the entire episode, but at the end of the episode, if they want to get topless, we have a Polaroid, we take a picture, it goes on our wall of boobs, they autograph it, that's it. But it's not a requirement. That's just fun. I mean, who's like boobs, right? Even my cleaning lady today, she's over here cleaning, and she's like, oh my God, you got so many more since the last time. I'm like, yeah, we're working here. But the reality is what's more important than any of that is your message getting out to the world and helping as many people as possible. Just like this message is going to go out to you and to the whole world in just a moment.